Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Success without sacrifice. When was the last time you booked yourself in? As busy mums, we're masters at organising everyone else's lives. We remember the dentist appointments, school events, football practice, work deadlines and family commitments. But when was the last time you booked time for yourself? So today's episode, I'm going to be talking about why success doesn't have to come at the expense of your well-being. So many women wear exhaustion as a badge of honour, believing they have to hustle harder, do more and keep pushing through. The secret to achieving more is actually allowing yourself to rest. And I'll show why self-care isn't selfish, how burnout can quietly creep in, and practical ways to start prioritising yourself without guilt. Because the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And we'll look at why rest is productive, the hidden cost of constantly being busy, signs you may be heading towards burnout, and simple ways to book yourself in every week, and how taking care of yourself helps you show up better for everybody else. If you've been running on empty, this episode is your permission slip to slow down, breathe. Remember, you matter too. Success without sacrifice is possible too. I want to ask you a simple but powerful question. When was the last time you booked yourself in? Not your child, not your partner, not a work meeting, not a hair appointment for somebody else. One thing that I've learnt, especially since losing my nan, is to put myself first. I forget that health visitor, what she said to me nearly 16 years ago. Make sure that this baby fits into your life and you don't work around it, which sounds really bizarre. But it always sticks with me, and I get why. Because she said, a baby changes dynamics of relationship. It can make or break a relationship. You must do things together still. Don't change what you can. And it's funny because when I went back to work, I did mobile hairdressing and I took him to work with me. And then I got a childminder and my husband did certain shifts. My mum was still working at the time. She hadn't retired by then. So it's funny because I feel like this is why I looked after my mental health, is because I tried to make sure I still had my hair done, make sure I still had my nails done. I always time blocked everything in and make sure, not everybody's got partners, but I'm lucky enough to have a partner. My mum was a single mum, so apart from my nan and granddad and maybe my auntie, it was it was different back then. I feel like now we do prioritise our health and wellness so much more. And that health visitor, she's probably retired now. She was probably around 50 then, so I'm guessing she probably has retired. But she was incredible. She was called Bernie. I always used to ask about her from another client. She was a health visitor. So, she might have been younger, but I think she's the same age as my client. And I always said to my client, Lorraine, I remember when Bernie said this, and she was like, Bernie's amazing. It's experience. You want somebody from experience to give you the knowledge, because nobody prepares you to be a mum, and nobody prepares you. There's no toolkit, because I feel like my mum equipped me with so much to be a good mum, because she was a good mum. And I always say this to her, she says, you're a good mum, but you taught me how to be a good mum. But my mum had me on her own at 17, so I don't know how. I said to her the other day, I don't know how you did this, she said, we did, but I said, but you were so young, you give up and sacrifice so much. But my mum didn't seem like a 17, even when I was 5 and 6, she was early 20s. She seemed like an older mum. So it's really funny, isn't it, how life changes, but she had to give up so much for me. And I mean, I did spend a lot of time with Nan and Grandad, but I'm guessing she'd give up things that I obviously didn't know about, like relationships and like she used to do motorbike racing, so she had to give up like a contract that she was going to go to for Yamaha in America or something. And but then I said, you could have gone out there and could have been in a master. I always say this weirdly, like you could have gone out there and you could have been killed in 6 months on a motorbike. So I feel like the universe stepped in for you and give you this beautiful daughter, this amazing, incredible woman, and you give you a grandson. So even though her life didn't maybe map out the way she'll want to and things, like she always said to me, like, meet somebody and try and get married and try and have somebody to look after you. And I always had that, and I manifested, and I wrote it about my husband and what he looked like and how he was going to look after me. And obviously that's everything that I manifested. I'm so grateful for everything every day and how he is, and he lets me do the things that I want to. And we have good communication skills, and he says, I never want you to stop what you're doing because we are complete opposites. I'm a manifesting generator. I'm like my son ADHD, and he's completely the opposite. He's calm, collective, chilled, never seen, he's just the same all the time. Never raises his voice, he's just happy. He comes home from work whistling in the car, like. So this is the thing. He said, because I leave things at work, and I've probably said this before on a podcast. I make sure that he at the minute he's only working 2 days a week, so he's off for the week. So I said to him, go and try and play golf with your friends, and then we try and book some time. I try and book, even though I'm really busy, I do try and book some time. We go out. So this week we're going. I've got this like incredible hidden spa that I've booked, and we've got into a beautiful garden centre in Bibchester. So we're going for food. So because my mum and dad pick Harvesting Up on Thursdays, so we kind of like rituals it on a Thursday. So I was like, right, we can do more things. So I'm trying to book some time out. So if we can't do Tuesdays, whereas at school till 5, we'll do like on a Thursday. And that will end at some point because he might come off them soon. It might be the end of the year. I mean, I do miss him. Like today's working till 10. But then also equally, he helps me with the school runs. He does everything. Like he'll run around and do things so I can have a bit of a rest. And I can't wait for him. He will retire in the next couple of years. I'm looking forward to that because he's going to be so helpful. He's going to really like help me out and do things. And it's not going to be rest for him because we have a child like Harrison, and he's going to need care, and he's still going to need taking to school. He's at school till he's 19, and hopefully the school is like extending another building. We don't know, but he's not going to be one of those children that are just going to go off on a bus. He's always going to need like a carer, somebody to drop him off and leave him to do things or show him the world like a little bit. So my future's a lot different than mine at 16. I was going to college and I was working like 2 jobs. I was a hustler. Everything was so different, but I always prioritised. Like I went into the hair and beauty industry, so I always like prioritised myself. And I always thought, I deserve it. I earn my money. I need to look after myself. But you might be the opposite. You might spend your time making sure everybody else is okay, but, while quietly moving yourself to the bottom of the list. So I know a lot of you do that because I know a lot of you. I speak to a lot of you. And I get mad with you guys and I'm like, come on, we know we do have a lot of time we could fill for ourselves. And I've just been sorting this box out. I've been at home and I've been messing around today. Self-care box. I've got a head massager, foot massager, and I've just been sorting everything out. And they was all in like these boxes, and I thought I can't get to them because I'm sick of my nails. I can't get open the boxes. And I thought, you know what? I'm taking the boxes out. I'm putting them all in so I can pop them in the salon if client wants to use them. There's a bit of everything in there, like a little head massager and like a neck cushion that massages. So I have devices, they're my self-care devices. One thing I have been doing, I've been booking a massage. My friend, like an old friend, is coming on Thursday. She just qualified in lymphatic drainage massage, so she had some like offers out. So I was like, you know what? Is there any places left? So this is before I go for my spa. So she's doing lymphatic drainage, so it's really good for contouring, any fluid and pain management. That will help me move some of this pain. So she's coming on Thursday to do that. So I'm so excited to try that. So I will give you a review. And this is the thing I've been thinking, like we think, £40 or £50 for a massage is a lot. But then you think of like spending on takeaways or things like £10 a week. I say get a fund. I've opened Monzo and I have a little fund that I do, little pots. Me and my mum love it. They're like little saving pots where I put things in for like rainy day or a bit of a Christmas. I've even got a Christmas one and a holiday one. Harrison's got one where I put money in there for his things. So I have a little fund. That's a really good like tip. I would say is have a bit, because when our money's in our bank, as in like just there, we don't tend to save it, do we? So if we just do a day, also I've got a little mum's or joint account, and what I deposit like money in there. So like we're going out on Thursday, so we'll use it to pay for our meal. So we're married, we do things together. Like, you know, I think you've got to have date days, and even after 17 years, I think that's one thing that keeps us going is spending time for us. And I feel like me losing my weight has made a difference on my confidence. I want to go out more, and because I'm not feeling fat and frumpy and feeling horrible, and I can just go and slip a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt, and I'm taking more selfies and creating memories. So sometimes things in life do hold us back without realising, and that was the only thing that I was manifesting hard. Like, you know, I need to lose weight, I've lost not far 6 stone, and I'm like, my mum sent me a picture the other day and I went, that is not me. I look pregnant. Mum went, it was you. I'm like, no way. I don't remember looking like that. Maybe I did. I know the picture, like photos, had £10, but no, I never want to get back to that stage at all. So, you know, we do often celebrate being busy, like, oh, busy this week, productive and always available. But there comes a point where constantly giving to everyone else leaves us running on empty. I have a friend called Jackie. She got married this year, and she comes for treatments once a month, and she's super busy, a lot of commitments, and I love the fact she'll go for massages, and if she can do what she does for her job, then and she has children and other things, like obviously I can't mention on here, but she has a lot of things she does for good, and she still makes time for her, because I think it's really important for your well-being. If you book even if it's a massage, that is your non-negotiable. For me now, it's a massage. I get my nails and lashes done every couple of weeks, get my hair done. I don't really do much else. We'll go, like, even if I go out with my husband, we go for a cheapy carvery. Like, we're going out in the day. For us, it's having a little carvery. He probably loves it more than me. I end up taking it home in a box. I can't eat that much now. But we go for a walk after, maybe get an ice cream, chit chat. It's just nice, just that we created memories, and like, I can't wait till like he retires. I can do that because I'm working from home. I feel like I have retired. I'm so lucky to do what I do, and I'm so lucky to have the health to be able to work and hairdress. Yes, I get full of pain, but you know what I do, I know how to manage myself, and that's the important thing. I do my journaling. I'm looking after my well-being. And what I love to do is I've got a little self-care box with heated eye packs. Please get yourself on Amazon or on Poundland. Eye packs, everything. Get a little bag, foot packs. Have them. I've got them in my top drawer. I've got eye packs, foot packs. I've got them down here. I've got everything. So for me, it's just a couple of hours having a foot pack and eye pack. And I've been reading this week. So Anne, I've been promoting her book. I've been reading her book this week. Honestly, I've just been trying to read a little bit more. It is hard to read when my son is like pecking my head, but obviously I do try and do it at night. I do try and fall asleep, but I try and look at things, anything self-development, I'm here for it. One thing that I do see is us women wear busyness like a badge of honour. Somewhere along the way, many of us have started believing that being exhausted meant we were successful. The busier we are, the more worthy we feel. But being busy and being fulfilled are two very different things. You can tick every box on your to-do list and still feel disconnected, drained and overwhelmed. Success shouldn't cost you your health, your happiness or your peace. Like, I look at when I did mobile hairdressing and I dabbled in a bit of teaching, it was too much. Like, now I can manage my time, I can have a day off, I can like, I'm so much happier. I mean, I've always loved hair and beauty, but I'm so much happier now. Like, I've ordered some new stock, and I said I want new bed linen, new towels. I've chucked the new ones out. My husband's going to do, like, my wall, like, a pink, acoustic paneling wall, and I'm going to order a neon light. I want, like, it nice and fresh and clean, and get some nice coffee pods and get everything for my clients. Like, I love treating and spoiling my clients. I just love it. It makes me happy, and obviously I do my coaching there. Everything's in one place, and my husband's like did a garden wall outside, and he's made it all pretty, and then we've got this like little it's weird because I come home and said I could do it. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a waterfall there? And he went, oh, he said, I seen one the other day. I nearly got it, yeah, but I was like, oh, let's go and get it. Anyway, there was one left, and it had like £10 off because it was like, I think it had been opened. I was like, I'll have that, because he did make one in the back garden, but this is solar. This morning I got up and it was like 8 o'clock. I went outside and it was really sunny outside my side bit of my garden, and I could hear it trickling. It was well good, so I'm really impressed with that. It's like a little spa room. I said, I know, I love it. I just need as I get older, I need sanctuary, I need meditation. Oh, I also, Carol Olitha, who was the musician on the last podcast, like at the end for the meditation, I've been listening to her music at night for relaxation. So I'm going to start getting more into breath work and into all that, because I feel like this is what I need as I'm coming into my perimenopausal stage, more hormonal stage. And I did start last week. So when I finish my talk therapy, you can self-refer for like this counselling, and you just pay like £10. So I did my first assessment last week, so I'm going to be starting that like in a couple of weeks. I feel like it's really important with the grief side and the worry management, because I've had these couple of weeks to think about the things that I worry about, and my son's been having like, I've been worrying because like he lost quite well. I say lost weight, but came back off holiday, was bobbing around 6 stone. He's 5'7". It's probably nothing, and I was starting to worry about certain things because of his genetic condition and whatnot. And I said to the doctor, I need blood tests, and he was like, yeah, I think we should just do some. Anyway, everything's fine. It's like his white blood cells were slightly lower, but fine, satisfactory. So obviously I looked at ways to improve that. And obviously he says like having the shakes and eating more of certain foods. So I'm on it this week. So I do have a lot of health anxiety. I've really looked into hypothetical worry, health anxiety over my son and his needs. I feel like if he didn't have needs, maybe I wouldn't worry, but I know you do worry we all worry about our children and their development. So I feel like losing my nan and having the diagnosis like so many months after is like internally like, ooh, in my stomach. So you know what? I feel like it's a good thing to do, and I feel like it's a part of, there's nothing wrong. Like, I coach women, and I said this to the woman, I said, I coach women. I do a lot of, I don't do, even though I did like my level 2 counselling and I do my life coaching, we don't go too deep, but sometimes we do a lot of like talk therapy. I give you strategies, but a lot around manifestation, self-development. I've got a lot of life experience, qualifications, but I don't really have therapy myself, so like it's good to maybe me talk about it. And you know what? I feel like I've been self-evaluating and reflecting myself. And I had the last lady that I did talk therapy with. She gave me some like work to do, and I feel a lot better with it. I feel like what it is, and obviously I know I've digressed slightly, is every time I put on social media is there's somebody's committed suicide, a lot of young girls with cancer. Maybe it's just because of Instagram, and obviously we had my gorgeous cousin Jane had breast cancer, and it really, like after now and dying, and it like hit close to home. And then I started having health anxiety, like thinking, well, what about this and what about that? What if I get this? And you're like, I'm kind of like waiting for something to happen, and which is not like me. To obviously I don't want to manifest that. And do you know what? If it weren't for manifesting and all the things that I do, I would be in a weird place. So it does help me. I know the strategies, and I thought, you know what? Going for massages, even like I've got a little neon little one of my clients got me like a diffuser here, drop some bits in. Smells and senses for me, visualization, breath work, EFT tapping is and the meditation music off Carol is something that I'm taking forward, just making sure that I'm double downing on it, because I just need to push myself like forwards, and I've got so much to look forward to. I've got my holiday, I've got my friend's wedding, I've joined Kimmy's membership, so more pictures pending. I'm so sorry. So, but you know what? The problem is many busy mums don't recognise burnout because they become so used to functioning in survival mode. And that's why rest is productive, because one of the biggest mindset shifts I've made is realising that rest isn't something you earn, it's something you need. Think about your phone. You wouldn't expect it to run on 1% all the time, which we do. And when you get to that point where your eyes are shutting, that's what I was doing the other week, and my neck pain started. I knew then something was amiss. And rest allows us to recharge, think clearly. It's good for our cognitive, and make better decisions and show up as our best selves. It's not a luxury, it's maintenance. So, signs you need to book yourself in. Go and book yourself that appointment. I want you to time block. And I know I did say, I just remembered, I'm going to revisit time blocking. So I promise I will do that. I have got some books on Amazon, time blocking books. I'll remember to put them in the show notes. So time blocking for me, I write it in my book, but I also do it on Google Planner as well. So ask yourself, when was the last time I did something purely for me? Do I feel guilty when I rest? Am I constantly tired? Do I feel overwhelmed by small tasks? And have I stopped doing things that bring me joy? And if you're nodding along, that might be your sign to book yourself in. So, let's look at ways you can book yourself in this week. The good news is self-care doesn't have to mean expensive spa days or weekends away. It can be a 20-minute walk on your own, reading a chapter of a book, which you can buy my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, a gym session, workout at home. I've been sitting outside having a coffee in peace. A bath. I had a bath the other week without interruptions. A podcast. Listen to more of my episodes. And I can recommend so many other episodes. We've got 2 incredible women. That was on the drop. And they've launched, which I've recommended on the podcast, their episodes. So I've been listening to those. Journaling. Make sure you're journaling. Even if you're just doing it via voice or in your phone. And say no to something that drains your energy. The key is treating that time as a non-negotiable. Put it in the diary, protect it, honour it, just like you would any other appointment. I want you to remember this. You are not a machine. You are a human being with dreams, feelings, goals and needs. The people you love benefit when you take care of yourself. Your business benefits, your family benefits, you benefit. Success doesn't have to mean sacrificing your well-being. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is stop, breathe and give yourself permission to rest. Because the version of you that feels nourished, energised and supported is the version that can truly survive. So thank you for listening to today's episode. And if this resonated with you, I'd love you to share it with other busy mums who might need this reminder today. And remember, you schedule appointments for everybody else. It's time to book yourself in too. So until next time, take care of yourself, be kind. Remember that success without sacrifice is possible. And happy manifesting. See you on the next episode. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my linktree. From my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, to powerful resources and ways we can work together. It's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.